Ukraine. Lane 5, Haoyu, China. Lane 6, Quan Chien Lai, Chinese Taipei. Lane 7, David Bauschke, Germany. Start time, 1:30.
I my, szanowni państwo, powracamy na tor regatowy Malta w Poznaniu, gdzie odbywają się od samego rana i trwać będą aż do niedzielnego popołudnia zawody w ramach Pucharu Świata.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Malta course here in Poznan, Malta. We are getting back to the business. This time we are going to see C1 men 1000 meters semi-finals. Competitors are right on the starting line, and here on the line 1, New Zealand, then Italy, then Germany, on 4th line Hungary, then 5th Portugal, 6th Denmark, 7 Ireland, 8 Sweden, and 9 Czech Republic. And they have started. Let me remind you that only those competitors who previously in their respective heats got 2nd to 7th place are going to be competing in these semi-finals. Other contestants were either directly transferred to finals or did not qualify to the next stage of the competition. If you look closely here in this semi-final, C1 1000 meters for men, we have some really good competitors. Here, China, Haoyu on the lane 5 is now winning. They are now approaching the half-distance line. The race itself is very equally run by every and each one of competitors. First competitor is Liu, then we have Buschke from Germany, Bauschke, I should say, and then Witkowski from Poland on the first line. Witkowski, who we are seeing right now, is still on the 3rd place, but there are 200 meters to go. Everything can happen. Please remember that only first 3 competitors will get transferred to finals. Was last 50 meters or so. And we have a fierce competition here. Hao Liu from China first. Then on the 7th life, David Busche. No, first I believe was Witkowski. That was a great launch on the end of the race for him. Let's wait for results.
Boat control and 2, 4, 1. Listen to the boat control and 2, 4, and 1. Listen to the boat control.
Take care to remember times each of them, the time in which each of them have finished the race. Witkowski now swimming to the boat control. And here we have the times. Yes, Witkowski was second and Busche was third. Hao Liu first with a nice advantage of 1 second. In 2 minutes, actually 1 minute right now, the next and last semi-final for C1 men 1000 meter will start. Here we have on the second line, Egypt, Tarek Mansour Ahmed Shusha. Then on the third line, Austria, Manfred Palinger. Then China, Bowen G. Then Hungary on the 5th line, Basals Adolf. Then on the 6th line, Czech Republic, Martin Fuchsa. And 7th line, Estonia, Josef Karlsson. They are already waiting on the line. And go. Wind is quite favorable today. It is pushing them forward, but still it doesn't make huge waves, which in theory is the ideal condition for competing and speeding. Taking the lead is Basals Adolf on 5th lane from Hungary. Then next to him, Martin Fuchsa. Second behind them is Josef Karlsson from Estonia on the 7th line. We are closing to the half distance mark. And for now, we can see 5 competitors trying their best to get to the podium, at least of this semi-final. First, Hungary, then Czech Republic, then Manfred Pellinger on the third line. Martin Fuchsa, who's now paddling on the 6th line, has won previous championships here in Poznań a year ago. But this time, Bezals Adolf really taking his place, his first place. And now they are past the 200-meter left mark. Fuchsa already third. Is Fuchsa going to make it? He's having some trouble and staying really close to the right buoys, which isn't really that helpful for him as he is paddling on the right side of his boat. But still, he should make it. Yes, and he is third. This race was just a little bit slower. David Buschke from Germany, from the winner of the last semi-final, finished his race in 3 minutes 50 seconds. This one was finished in 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
Line 2, exit, lane center boat control.
We are now waiting for the results, and here they are. Strong lead for Adolf. More than 6 seconds. That's a huge advantage. Bowman G and Martin Fuchsa on the 2nd and 3rd place. They are going to finals. Now, in a minute, we will see K1 men 1000 meters semi-final number 1. There are going to be 3 such semi-finals. In the first one, New Zealand, Quade Thompson on the first line. Second line, Italy, Lucia Bascalo Maneguelo. Third line, Germany, Nico Paufler. Fourth line, Hungary, Adam Varga. Once again, silver medalist from Tokyo. Fifth line, Portugal, Fernando Pimenta, bronze medalist from Tokyo. Sixth line, Denmark, Poulsen. Seventh line, Foley, Ireland, 8th line, Sweden, Nathaniel, and 9th line, Czech Republic, Josef Dostal. And they are already on the past the 50-meter mark, just in a blink of the eye. The usual starting speed, which is, of course, it depends, but in general, the greatest during the whole race is being reached in about 15-20 seconds. Now, about a minute in, they are already starting to paddle in their usual and the most comfortable cadency. Here we have 4th and 5th line, Adam Varga and Fernando Pimenta from Hungary and Portugal each. They are trying to win each one over. And we are past the half distance mark. Behind Pimenta and Varga, there is Poznan from Denmark. These three so far have strong lead over other contestants. However, Josef Dostal on 9th line is slowly creeping to them. Pimenta with slight advantage over Varga, more than half a second. And now they are entering the final part of the race. Last 30 meters. Varga is first, then Pimenta, and then Poznan. Line 4, 5, and 6.
Ball control, line 1, line 7, line 8, please control ball control. Line 1, 7, 8, please control ball control.
Pimenta is about 3 seconds off from his world champion record. We've just seen results. Varga, Pimenta, and Poznan. Okay, now we are going to K1 men 1000 meters, semi-final number 2. This race will take place in 2 minutes. And on the first line, Poland, Rafał Rosolski. Second line, Slovakia, Jost Zakrajsek. Third line, Norway, Eivind Vold. Lithuania, Andrei Olejnik on the fourth line. Belgium, Arthur Peters on the fifth line. Argentina, Augustin Vernes on the sixth line. Seventh line, Great Britain, James Russell. Eighth line, Portugal, Joe Durarte. Sixth line, Norway, John Amund Vold. They are waiting on the line. And here they go. First half minute is behind them. Middle of the course is doing quite well. Augustin Vernes, Arthur Peters, these qualified highly in the first races of today. Yes, we have 3 middle lines competing against each other. On the line 4, Andrei Olejnik, currently being third. Then Arthur Peters, now either first or second. And then Augustin Vernes, just next to him. However, on the first line, Rafał Rosolski, and on the ninth line, John Amund Vold are also gaining in. They might overtake Andrei Olejnik from Hungary. Right now, Augustin Vernes is trying to chase Peters on the line 5. Keep in mind that even if Vernes doesn't manage to take over Peters, he still will qualify to finals. just after them is Rafał Rosolski. Normally, he is really, really good at long distance canoeing, like marathons. Here we can see that he's doing well also on 1000 meter distance. But now it is almost finished, and there has been some changes in the setting. First one was Augustin Wernes from line 6. Then I believe Arthur Peters from Belgium and Andrzej Olejnik. But we will have to wait for the results to be certain.
Please control ball control.
Unfortunately, you have to be like 100 meters here and
Rafał Rosolski from the first line is going to boat control. So I believe that he has been third. No, he has been fourth, but only by a hair's width. First Argentina, Wernes, then Belgium, Peters, and third Lithuania, Olejnik. Now we are moving forward to the last semi-final for K1 men 1000 meters. In just 2 minutes it all will be settled. Well, in just 6 minutes or so. After 2 minutes they will start their race. Okay. Line 1. Italy, Samuel Burgia. Line 2, Sweden, Denis Kernen. Line 3, ICF, Said Fulzala. Line 4, Hungary, Balint Kopasz. Line 5, Australia, Thomas Green. Line 6, Denmark, Pedersen. 7th line, Germany, Jacob Fortsen. Line 8, Austria, Timon Maurer. And number on the line 9, Slovakia, Milan Dorner. They are getting ready to start. All of them have to be touching the starting machines. And go. First 3 meters. And it seems like line 4 is winning, Hungary, Balint Kopasz. An excellent sportsman. Just next to him on the line 5, Thomas Green. They all have been competing in, both of them have been competing in Tokyo. And then Jacob Fortsen on line 7. That is the first 3 of them of this race. First Thomas Green, then Baliant Kopasz, and then Jacob Fortsen. They are already gaining a pretty significant lead over other athletes. Although Dennis Kern from Sweden is chasing them, right. He's not so behind after Jacob Fortsen from Germany. And we are on the halfway mark. First Kopasz, then Green, then Forsten, then only half a second after him, Kernen. That's a really close race. Forsen is now catching up with Kopasz and Green. And the first competitors have just passed the 250 meters line. Less than a minute is going to pass before they will finish the final line. Kopasz and Green still strong in the lead, but also Jacob Fortsen. And from the Italy, just behind them, Samuel Burgo. Is he going to be third or fourth? I believe he got the fourth place. So Kopasz, Green and Fortsen are going to finals. Just to confirm, let's wait for the results. Yes, Kopasz first, from Hungary. Of course, all the competitors have to be, yes, Kopasz, Green and Forsen to the finals. But of course, they have to be checked if their boats are correct and if they fulfill all the regiments they have to. These sportsmen use high-quality boats with which have a really slim margin of error. So disqualifications are not unheard of, although they are pretty rare. Okay, in 2 minutes we are going to see the last semi-final and this is not the semifinal for K1, it is a semifinal for C2 men 1000 meters. We are going to see three crews competing against each other. On the line 3, Germany. Bechtold and Topel. Then line 4, Slovakia. Stricek and Kizek. Then line 5, Kłos and Sieradzan. Then line 6, Hwang and Kim from Korea. And here they go. First few meters are really difficult for canoers. They have to stay on course. This time I don't think there were any issues at all. Now, line 4, Poland, Kłos and Sieradzan are gaining lead. After them, Germany, Bechtold and Toepel. It is quite uncertain if they are going to keep that advantage. Last one seems to be crew from Korea. Kłos and Sieradzan from Poland are gaining distance, slowly but surely. They are for more than half a boat in front of the Germans. Yes, now almost all of the boat is in front of them. Just remember, this semi-final is no different than any other we had today. So still, first, second, and third crew to get through the finishing line is going to go to finals. Only the last competitors will be left out. But here, Poland in the comfortable lead. For now, they don't really have to stress themselves out. However, third and fourth place are uncertain. Korea, although their start wasn't as great, is still keeping with the rest. Even maybe taking over Slovakia in a few meters. Last 200 meters for Poles and for the rest of them as well. I am afraid I won't be able to tell you who's first. Well, who's first I will be able to tell you, but I won't be able to tell you who's second and third. This is such a close race. Although, as I said that, Koreans seemed to lost some of the steam. Yes, Poland first. Then I believe Germany, and then Slovakia. Let's wait for the results to see the times.
Ball control lane 6, 5, 3. Please control ball control.
Yes, Kłos and Sieradzan first, then Bechtold and Tuopel, and then Strycek and Kizek. 3:43 when it comes to time for Poles. Okay, this was the last semi-final of this day. Now we are going back to heats, starting with C1 women 500 meters in about 8 minutes. No, in 5 minutes actually. I'm sorry for the mistake. The C1 women 500 meters race will start in about 2 minutes. naturally. Women are a little slower than men, but still this race will take less time than semifinals, which we were watching a minute ago. 500 meters is considerably less time-consuming distance. This is also an Olympic distance for ladies. Okay. Line number 2. Iran. Hiva Afzali. Line 3. Hungary. Zofia Kizban. Line 4. Germany. Lina Marie Bielicki. Line 5. Ukraine. Lyudmila Luzan. Line 6. Korea. Yelin Lee. Lane 7. Poland. Angelika Justyna Dorozińska. And they have just started. A strong start for Ludmila Luzan from Ukraine. She has already taken a lead of about one boat, which is more or less 4 meters. Then on the second place, for now at least, Germany, Bielicke, and third place, Iran, Afzali, then Dorozińska. Okay, they are about to cross the half distance line and then 200-meter line right here. Still, first, Luzan from Ukraine. Then, next to her, there is Bielicke from Germany. And on the third line, Zofia Kizban. Last few meters. This is only the heat, so first 3 competitors are going to qualify to semifinals, are going to go directly to the finals. However, Dorozińska and Yin Li will have to compete in semifinals as well. Let's wait for the results. Here there are 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Ukraine, then Hungary, then Germany. Here there are some replays. Look at the movement of Ukrainian boat. It is almost jumping out of the water. Okay. Now we are moving to the next race. Race number 32. C1 women, 200 meters, heat number 2. On the first line, Martina Malikova from Czech Republic. Then Patrycja Mendelska from Poland. Line 5, Vanessa Todt from Croatia. Annika Loske from Germany. And Gulbator Feyzievia from Uzbekistan. The race is about to start. The competitors are coming nearer to the start line. Neither one of them wants to be too ahead of everyone else on that start line. Because of the backwind, it is quite hard to keep still in starting machines. First of them is already set in the position, and they are all in. The judge will wait just a second before letting them start. And here they go. Once again, a strong start on lane number 5. Portugal. I'm sorry, no. Croatia. Vanessa Todt. Next to her, on her right, Annika Loske. As well, going quite hard. We will have to see over the head shot to know exactly who is first. For now, it looks like Germany, Annika Loske is first. No. First is Martina Malkova, just by a split of second. They are now past the 200-meter mark. Malkova, Loske, and Todt in the first 3 places, for now at least. They are reaching the 100-meter mark, marked by red color. Who's going to be first? For now, it looks like line 6, Germany, Annika Loske and Vanessa Todt. A tight finish. Vanessa first to have a great lunge for the finish line. Then Loske. And then finally Martina Malkova. Other 2 sportswomen will have to compete in semifinals. And this concludes C1 women 200 meter. Now we are going to K1 women 500 meter.
control, line 7 Uzbekistan, please come to the boat control. Uzbekistan, please come to boat control.
In 2 minutes, the next race will take place. K1 women 500 meters. In the first line, Italy, Agata Fantini. Second line, Hong Kong, Hoi-Tik Chang. Third line, Germany, Pauline Jaksch. Fourth line, Poland, Justyna Skrzycka. Fifth line, Portugal, Teresa Portela. Sixth line, Finland, Sara Michalik. Fifth line, Ukraine, Maria Povkich. And the last one, eighth line, Sweden, Linnea Stensils. The judge has ordered them to swim towards the starting line. They are now getting ready in machines. You can't really see them that well because they are only a little bit opaque. And go. Nice shots on Iskrzycka. Okay, who is first? Line 6, Finland, Sara Michalik, for now taking the lead, but only just a little bit. Linnea Stensils from Sweden is really competing with her. I believe that the third athlete here is from Ukraine. No, from Hong Kong, Hoi-Tik Chang. They are now past 200-meter mark. These races are faster than those previously. Canoers are a little bit slower than kayakers. Here in the lead, line 8, Sweden. Second place, line 3. And then a close tie. I believe it is line 4. Poland, Justyna Skrzycka, who got the third place. First, Sweden, Stensils. Then Germany, Pauline Jaksch, and then Justyna Skrzycka from Poland.
Lane 2, Vocal, please come to vocal floor. Lane 2, Vocal, please come to vocal floor.
Let's wait for the results. Last race of here we are, 1 minute 55 seconds. Stencils from Sweden, then Germany, then Poland. Maria Pawkow just barely not qualifying directly to finals. She will have to compete with others in semi-final. Okay, now moving to K1 women, 500 meters, heat number 2. This race will start in just a minute. On the first line, Ukraine, Stalinova. Second line, Iran, Kazemi. Third line, Estonia, Fedorova. Fourth line, Denmark, Jorgensen. Fifth line, Croatia, Gavortinovic. Sixth line, Great Britain, Lee Smith. Seventh line, China, Sun. Eighth line, Uzbekistan, Tanat Misheva. Just a few seconds before they get to the starting line. Again, no one wants to be there too much before others. Generally, it is easier to hold still only for a few seconds than for almost half a minute or so. They are now waiting for the order of the judge. And here it is. Jorgensen first in the starting machines. And Tanat Misheva last. And go. K1 women 500 meters. Just from the start taking the strong lead. Emma Asgard Jørgensen from Denmark. Beside her, on the line number 5, from Croatia, Gavortinovic. Then the competition is quite equal between line 6, 7 and 8, Great Britain, China and Uzbekistan. Almost a minute has passed and they are already after the halfway mark. Jorgensen first, then China, Yuan San. But we can already see that this has changed. Is Gavacinovic overtaking Jorgensen? Only a last 100 meters. Yes, Jorgensen staying a little bit behind. Now first, Gavaricinovic from Croatia. Then who? On the line number 8, Anna Tomatmisheva. Arina Tanatmisheva. I believe she was second, but it's a close call. We have to wait for the judges. First Croatia, then Denmark, then Uzbekistan. Anna Maria Gavrincovich managed to win over Emma Jorgensen. Now we are moving to the almost last race of K1 women 500 meters. It's the heat number 3. And on the first line, China, Lee. Second line, Netherlands, Mas. Third line, Ostrowska from Poland. Fourth line, Slovakia, Ponomarayenko Janic. Fifth line, Argentina, Rojas. Sixth line, Latvia, Aldina. And the eighth line, Korea, Choi. They are slowly paddling to the start line. And here they go. Line 5, Argentina, Brenda Rojas, a really nice and strong start. Also, Li from China doing quite well. This time, competitors from 1st to 6th place will qualify to semifinals. So most of them will be seeing each other in the next competition. And here we have times for now. First one is Ostrowska from Poland. But not anymore, I believe. Li from China on the first line, taking a lead for now at least. It's the last 100 meters. On the line 4 from Slovakia and on the line 1 from China. These two have raced for the first place. I believe it was China who won eventually. So first China, then second Slovakia, and third Poland. Li, Ponomarenko, Janik, and Ostrowska.
Ball control, lane 4, lane 3, lane 8, lane 4, Slovenia. Stella, please take the ball control.
Here we have the results, and I was correct. First Li, then Ponomarenko Janik, and then Ostrowska. China, Slovakia, and Poland. Okay, now we are moving to the last heat of this category. K1 women 500 meters. The race will start in just a minute. On the first line, from Korea, Hansol Lee. I'm sorry, that was the second line. The third line now, from Sweden, Melina Andersson. Fourth line, from RSA, Esti Oliver. From fifth line, and Czech Republic, Aneska Poljudova. Seventh line, Slovakia, Mia Medved. And eighth line, from Algeria, Anya Feirfad. Paludowa sending kisses to the audience? Okay, they're all in the starting machines. No, I am mistaken. Ania Ferfad is not present right now. Is she going to join the race? No, it seems like the judge is giving a command. Yes, here they go. The last hit of this category. Keep in mind, 1 to 5 of them, from the second to 5th place of them, will be qualified to semifinals, and they are currently racing with a lesser squad. Now taking the lead is Aneska Poludowa from Czech Republic. Just after her. From Sweden, Andersson. And then Medved from Slovakia. Last 100 meters. Poludowa still first. But now she's being chased by the Melina Andersson. Yet still, Poludowa gets the first place. Second, Andersson, and third, Mia Medved from Slovakia.
Ball control, lane 3, lane 5, lane 7. Please control ball control, lane 3, 5, and 7.
This was the final race of this category. These women will compete in semifinals tomorrow. Now we are seeing workers from boat control. They have been present here the whole day and making sure that each athlete's boat is well kept for. Okay, now we are moving on to K1 men 500 meters. The race will begin shortly. So, in line 2 from Algeria, Bentoutati from Great Britain on lane number 3. Bristow from Israel. Podpolny from Portugal. Pimenta from Argentina. Vernis on the lane number 8 from Sweden. Hedin, and on the last lane from Korea, Park. They are closing into the starting line. Just in a second, judge will give them order to get ready. And set and go. A pretty equal start for all of them. In line 4, Podpolny on the second place right now. In line 3, Bristow from Great Britain taking the lead. Okay, Podpolny swimming the fastest of them. They are now closing on the race, the deciding moments. First Podpolny, then on the line 6, Augustin Vernes from Argentina. And Pimenta seems to be slowing down. Was he overtaken by Eric Hayden? It was a really close call. We should wait for the judges.
To stoi specjalnie i tylko trzeba się przemieścić. Ja właśnie zaraz tam idę. Moja zmiana. Dzięki.
It's taking a little longer than usual to process the results. In the meantime, you can see sportsmen training or swimming to the starting line on the right side of the lake. They are not allowed to cross the line made from red buoys, those bigger ones. Otherwise, they could disturb the races by creating unnecessary waves. Actually, when it comes to waves, the wind seemed to died out, at least for now. It is quite common for Malta course to get calmer in the late afternoons or even evenings. Okay, only a minute left to the next start. K1 men 500 meters, heat number 2. First line, Germany, Florstedt. Third line, Australia, van der Westhuizen. Fourth line, Slovakia, Dorner. Fifth line, Czech Republic, Dostal. Sixth line, Netherlands, Vlier. Seventh line, Poland, Morawski. Eighth line, Denmark, Polsen. Ninth line, Finland, Keskinen. They are about to start, already in the starting machines. The judge is waiting for all of them to get still and for the white flag from the other side. And here they go. For now they are going head to head. But on the third line, Pierre van der Westhuizen from Australia taking the lead. No wonder he was competing in Tokyo. Just after him, to his left, there is Martin Willi Florstedt from Germany. He has the third place. Second place for now is taken by Dostal from Czech Republic. However, they are not safe. Polsen from Denmark, not so far from them, but those are finishing meters. Dostal confident in his victory, didn't paddle to the last second. He just relaxed a meter before the end of the line. Okay, we are waiting for judges to give us the results. First Dostal, then Florstedt, then van der Westhausen. Czech Republic, Germany, and Australia. Poland just barely not qualifying for the podium. Of course, he's still going to semifinals. Next race, K1 men, 500 meters. As well, heat number 3. First line, Germany, Jonas Borkowski. Second line, Hungary, Christian Radisk. Third line, Poland, Przemysław Korsak. Fourth line, Australia, Noah Harvard. Fifth line, Austria, Timon Maurer. Sixth line, Singapore, Brandon Wei Chen Oi. Seventh line, Gustav Bock. Eighth line, Linus Bolzern. And ninth line, from Hong Kong, Yuan Fung Mok. They are now standing in the starting machines. Nine athletes in one race. That's the biggest hit of this category, and they are out of the starting machines. For now, taking the lead on the line 7 from Denmark, Gustav Bock. Chasing them, there are 3 competitors from the second, third, and fourth line. Yes, they have already overtaken him. First one is, I believe, Przemysław Korsak. Then Noah Havard and Christian Radix. Gustav Bock is fourth one at this time. Okay, they are near the finishing line. Last 50 meters. Then after him, from Australia, Noah Havard. And third one, Christian Radix from Hungary. They are now going to attend to the boat control. Now we are waiting for the last heat of this category. No, pardon me, that's not the last heat. Of course, kayak races are quite, well, there are quite a lot of sportsmen in there. Kayaks are much more popular than canoes. This time in K1 men 500 meters, heat number 2, we have in the first line Giacomo Cinti from Italy, then from Uzbekistan, Denis Onufriev. Third line from Egypt, Ahmed Kamal Mohammed. From fourth line and from China, Wang. Sixth line from Portugal, David Varela. Seventh line from Ukraine, Volashin. Eighth line from Hungary, Hidvegi. Ninth line from Slovakia, Urankar. The athletes are getting ready to start. They are for now waiting 10 or so meters from the starting machines. The judges have to tell them to approach, otherwise they can't move forward. But now they have started slowly paddling to the starting line, and here they are. Now you can see starting machines well. They have those yellow spots on them. Okay, athletes are getting ready. Just a second now, and yes, here they go. Fourth heat of this category. It seems like Ahmed Kamal Mohammed from Egypt isn't doing so well. He's probably going to slow down so not to waste his strength during this race. But meanwhile, in the lead from the Hungary, Hidvegi on the 8th line. Next to him, also quite strong, on 9th line from Slovakia, Urankar, Anze Urankar. Vladislav Voloshin from the Ukraine is trying to chase them. He's also in the top 3 in this race. But still, Hidvegi not giving up to the pressure. They are now on the last 100-meter mark. Yes, it seems like Hidvegi is going to keep his lead, and he's crossing the final line. After him, Urankar from Slovakia, and for other results we will have to wait for judges. It is too close of a call to take.
Control in 3, 6, 7. Please control control in 3, 6 in play. Please complete both control.
Okay, and now we are waiting for the last race of this category. K1 men 500 meters, heat number 5. On the first line, Syromatnikov from Ukraine, then Hang from Taipei, from Taiwan, then Ibragimov from Uzbekistan, Fazola from ICF, Smith from Slovakia, Freschi from Italy, Humhal from Czech Republic, and Zhang from China. And here we have results from the previous race. First Hungary, then Slovakia, then China. Hidvegi, Orankar, and Wang. Okay, athletes are getting ready to start. First one on the line, on the starting line, Zhang from China. Now they are all in. Let's keep watch for extended paddles, which will for sure indicate that start is about to go right. They have just started. Now taking the lead from the line 5 from Slovakia, Rok Smith. But also Dong Zhang from China on the last line, number 8. "35 seconds in, and looks like it is not Smith who's leading, it is Tommaso Freschi from Italia. From Italy, I should say. After him, Zhang, and after Zhang, Smith. Although it's a very close race. They are going head to head. And now they are after 500 meters mark. They are going to be finishing the race. The last final effort of winning this. Of course, still 5 of them are going to qualify to semifinals. But for now, Zhang and Freshy competing for the first place. And also, I believe, Siramotikov took the first place from Ukraine. But we will have to wait for the judges to see the results.
4, 5, 6. Please control ball control. 4, 5, 6. Please control ball control.
We are now seeing the results. Dong Tsang for China was first, then Tommaso Freschi from Italy, and then Oleksandr Sumeriatikov from Ukraine. And this race concluded the series of K1 men 500 meters heats. Now we are going to move to C1 men 500 meters. Very similar category, boats a little bit slower. Nonetheless, the competition is quite fierce in this category. Here on the replay you could see Dong Zheng doing a lunge on the final line. It was that last bit of speed he needed to win that race. And now C1 is waiting for their competition, for their race. They are not yet standing in a straight line. They still have to get to that minus 10 meter mark. On the second line, from Korea, Siahong Fang. On the on the second line now, from Colombia, Rodriguez Ramirez. On the third line from Lithuania, Zustautas. From fourth line from Poland, Koliadych. Line number 5 from Ukraine, Altukov. Sixth line, Italy, Alfonsi. 7th line, Iran, Rezai. And on the last 8th line from Egypt, Tarek Mansur Ahmed Shashuka. They are about to start. Okay, they have just started. That's quite an equal race. They are going head to head. Only Tarek Mansur Ahmed Sasuka from Egypt is lagging a little bit behind. First one, I believe, is from the line 7 from Iran, Rezai. On his left, Alfonsi and Altukov, just behind him. They will be crossing the 500-meter mark in just a second, and then they are going to speed up for the finish. Number 4, number 5, and number 6. From Poland, Kolyadych, then from Ukraine, Altukov, and then from Italy, Alfonsi. The last 100 meters. Altukov for now taking the lead, and something happened. From Italy, Alfonsi has just slowed down significantly. Kolyadych from Poland already taking some slower strokes just to preserve his strength. And the third one was from Colombia, Rodriguez Ramirez. Let's wait for the results from judges.
Hello everyone, welcome to our coverage. Ross Solly slipping into the chair for a little while this afternoon as we head towards stumps on day one of the ICF Canoe Sprint World Cup, coming to you from Poznan in Poland. We've had some great racing today. There are some great semi-finals and finals lined up over the weekend, some fantastic finals, which we're looking forward to bringing you tomorrow on our live broadcast. We hope you're enjoying all the action. It's quite a pleasant day here in Poznan. There's a little bit of a tailwind, but it's dropped off in the afternoon, so it's not too bad out there at the moment. There is confirmation of the results of Heat 1 of the C1 Men's 500, with the Ukrainian Altukov finishing quite comfortably in front of the Polish paddler Kolyadych, and Alexander Rodriguez Ramirez from Colombia, third. As you can see, all the athletes go through to the next round, so not a lot of pressure on for any of the athletes who were not going to finish in the top spot because they were guaranteed of getting a gig in the semi-finals. So a good result for them. So we have some great racing still to come this afternoon. A couple of the Olympic events coming your way very, very soon. The K2 men and the K2 women over 500 metres. As we prepare now for the second heat of the C1 men 500. Of course, this is now a non-Olympic event. And all the athletes here are guaranteed to go through to the semi-finals. But the first over the line, the first athlete over the line will go directly through to the final, straight through. No need to dilly-dally with the semi-finals. They'll go straight through to the gold medal race. And they're underway now in the second of the men's C1 500. And we've got athletes here from, I think the athlete from Algeria maybe is scratching. We'll just check that out. I think that's Poland on the left of your screen. Then Manfred, that's Slawinski. Palinger from Austria. I believe that the Latvian Latsins is also not out there. It looks like the athlete from Taipei, Lei, and then Benjamin Manning from Australia and David Borschke from Germany, making up a compact 5-athlete field in this, the second men's C1 500. As I mentioned, all the athletes will go through to the semi-final, but the race is on for first place because that guarantees you a ticket straight into the gold medal race. And fantastic to see the athlete from Taipei out in front at the moment, Kunchai Lei, who's showing the way at the halfway stage of this 500-metre race, quite comfortably leading from the Polish paddler Slawinski, and it looks like it may be the Australian Benjamin Manning at the moment sitting in third position. But not a lot of pressure on for the athletes. This is really an extended training run for them with the knowledge that they will get through to the next round. It's just a matter of being able to stay in the canoe and getting across to the finish line. So heading down now towards the final 50 metres, and it's the athlete from Chinese Taipei, Kunchai Lei, who is going to greet the judge first. Good race for second at the moment. I think the Polish paddler Arsen Slawinski will just pip the Australian Benjamin Manning, and Manfred Palinger from Austria finishing fourth, and crossing the line now, David Borschke from Germany. So just 5 in that field. Of course, it is not an Olympic event, the C1 500. The marquee event in the men's canoe is, of course, the C1 1000. And we saw some very keen racing in that event earlier this morning, with the return of some of the athletes who missed out in Szeged, including Martin Fuchse from the Czech Republic, and one or two others who stepped out for the first time. So we have one more heat to go in the C1 men's 500. A field of 7 on the start sheet, but we'll see. There have been some scratchings this afternoon. But once again, all the athletes will go through to the next round. As you can see there in the background with the flags, there is a bit of breeze here. But for those who were here last year or watched on television the World Cup in Poznan, I can tell you it is much calmer here today than it was last year, when there were waves lapping up onto the pedestrian paths around the course. It was quite bizarre. So there we have confirmation. Kunchai Lei from Taipei straight through to the A final, and then the Arsen Slawinski from Poland and Benjamin Manning from Australia taking the minor placings, but all athletes going through to the next round. So we have one more heat in the men's C1 500, and then we'll get into what will probably be the highlight of the afternoon. That is the K2 and men and women over 500 metres. Of course, this is an Olympic event in Paris, and we have a lot of starters. We also have the C2 men over 500 as well, which is also an Olympic event. So that's coming your way very, very soon. So lots of great racing still to come. We hope you're enjoying the coverage on our recast platform. We thank you for your support for canoeing generally. This is a new direction for us, and we're very excited to be going here, and the potential is we're hoping that this will help guarantee our future as for our standard of broadcasting that we bring you for all our events. It isn't cheap to provide live stream coverage of the quality that we strive to do. So we're hoping that you will embrace. We know that in Szeged there were teething problems, but this is to be expected. We apologise for any inconvenience, but we hope that you've managed to have a better experience if you had problems first time round, this time round. There are plenty of explanatory videos and Q&As, frequently asked questions on our website if you have any problems at all still with getting into our recast stream. So the athletes are now moving into position for the final heat of the C1 Men's 500. There we have in the foreground David Zeller from Italy, next to him Yoo Kim from Korea. Really strong Korean lineup here today. They've had a lot of athletes competing, which is great to see. I think, from memory, I don't think they had a team in Szeged, so good to see them here in force. And in the background from Azerbaijan, Bodun Kuritz as well, so a truly international field. Taken to the line, looks like we have, 6 paddlers. So we do, someone is missing. There's lane 7, that's Moritz Adam from Germany. Maybe it's the Lithuanian Vadim Korobov who is scratching. Nope, there he is. So we have a full field, which is great. We have 7 athletes, which was on the start list. And there you can see it's a truly international field with athletes from Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Estonia, Korea, Italy, Germany, and Lithuania now in the starters' hands. And they're underway. And what's happened there at the top of the screen? A very slow start for the athlete from Azerbaijan, who got startled, I think, and left in the blocks. He's already fallen well back, but no need for him to panic. He's guaranteed of getting through to the next round. So just needs to work on his technique at the moment and make sure that he gets through in one piece. But we're underway. It's a pretty straight line across the field now for the remaining 6 athletes in this event. If anything, it looks like it could be Taras Mazovsky from Ukraine, who is out in front. But on the far side of the course, Korobov from Lithuania is also going out hard to take up the challenge. So the goal is here for first across the line to get that ticket straight through to the A final on this weekend. And at the moment it's the Ukrainian, I think, Mazovsky, who is in the lead. Close by is the Korean Yoo Kim and the German Moritz Adam sitting third. We're halfway through this race now, and it is the Ukrainian Taras Mazovsky who is leading the way. But look now across there in the outside lane, it's Vadim Korobov from Lithuania who's throwing down a challenge, and right next to him it's the German Moritz Adam as well. So it's now become a bit of a race in 3 for the first spot. If anything, it looked like the German might be doing the best. There he is, second from the top there. The German looks like he might have got his nose in front. So he's been challenged though from Korobov. So the race is on between these 2 athletes for that golden ticket. I think it's the German who's going to hold his nerve though and crosses the line now to book his ticket straight into the A final. A very well judged race there for Moritz Adam from Germany. A good race for second between Mazovsky from Ukraine and Korobov from Lithuania. And the rest of the field now crossing a line. So everyone through to the next round. And a bit hard to draw a form line through those races because a lot of the pressure was not on for the athletes, but certainly Maritz Adam putting together a very solid 500 metres there and looking good going into this weekend's final. We'll just wait for confirmation of second and third. It was very close. You can see there, Korobov had a good lead over the German, but the German just timed his run to perfection. It was the Ukrainian who went out the hardest, but there you go, Maritz Adam there just starting to put down the pressure, and you can see I think it's the Ukrainian second and Lithuania third. Not that it particularly matters so much in the heats, but we'll wait for confirmation now. There we go. Germany first, Ukraine second, Lithuania third, Estonia fourth, the Italian finishing fifth, Korea sixth, and the athlete from Azerbaijan, Kurats, finishing seventh. So that's the end of the C1 racing. In just a moment, we will have the first of the K2 men's 500 heats. There are, let me tell you all up, so it looks like there's five K2 men 500 heats. So good turnout here in Poznan. Good strong fields, and nobody goes straight through. So you've got to finish in the top 5 to guarantee a place in the semi-finals, and then the 2 best 6th times. So the 2 best 6th times will also get through to the semi-final. So there's a little bit of pressure on these races, and I'm just looking at all of the races now look like they have 8 starters at least. I think Heat 3 only has 7, but that still means that somebody will miss out, definitely. And all the rest have 8 starters in it. So a lot of competition to get through to the next round. It is an Olympic event, as I said. So, you know, a lot of these crews are still feeling their way. They're experimenting. They're trying some new combinations just to see what works best for them as we head up towards Olympic qualifiers, of course, in our World Championships in Duisburg in August. And they want to get it right. And there you see in the middle of the field, lane 5, the Australians, Jan Vesterhuizen, van der Vesterhuizen, and Tom Green. Of course, they are the Olympic gold medalists in the K2 1000 from Tokyo. And of course, the K2 1000 is no longer an Olympic event. It's been halved in distance to K2 500. And van der Vesterhuizen and Green, still, they've been taken a little while to get to their very best form since the change in distance, but I'm fancying that this might be their best opportunity this weekend to finish on top of the podium, with a couple of the other crews swapping partners or missing from Poznan. But they're underway, and you can see straight away it's the Australians who've gone out very, very hard. The Chinese right next to them, Chen and Dong, also going out very, very hard. Also in this race you have Colombia, the Czech Republic, Great Britain, Finland, the Australian and Chinese crews, and then a team from the Netherlands and Uzbekistan making up the 8. So as I mentioned before, the top 5 go through to the semi-finals automatically. Then the 2 best 6th placings, the 2 best 6th times will also go through. The Australians now taking control halfway through the race. They look like they've got this well and truly where they want it to be. The Chinese on their right, sticking with them, and then back in the inside, the Finnish crew, Kolomanen and Hakala, are also sticking by the Australians. But they are the scene setters for this race. They are the team to beat, the team to stick with, the Australians. The Chinese now starting to lift their rating a little bit as we get towards the finish line, but the Australians now easing down as they get towards the end. Comfortable heat win there for the Tokyo gold medalists, van der Vesterhuizen and Green. The Chinese very happy with their 2nd placing. The team from Finland, I think, held on for 3rd. We'll wait though for 4th and 5th, and then see who has the nervous wait in 6th position, because it will all come down to their time. if they are good enough to get through to the semi-finals. So we'll just wait for confirmation. Beautiful day here in Poznan. Blue skies, a little bit of a wind, little bit of a breeze factor. It was much stronger this morning. It's dropped off a little bit this afternoon, but otherwise perfect conditions for racing. A very good even race from the Australians, who are very experienced now together. They've been in K4s together and been the K2 Olympic champions, of course. They know each other so well. Been a bit of a transition for them, coming back from the 1,000 to the 500. But I feel that they are starting to get it all together now, and that we have a very hard combination to beat. So there we go, Australia, China, Finland, and it looks like it might be the Netherlands, who in finished sixth, so they've got the nervous weight. Let's have a look, confirmation for that. No, Uzbekistan finished in sixth position, so they have a little bit of a nervous weight there to see if they'll get through to the next round. But above them, the Czech Republic, Great Britain, Finland, China and Australia all safely through to the semi-final. Sixth position is pending. Pending. Heat number 2 will feature, it's actually quite a very even race here between the top, maybe the top 4, 5 boats in here. We've got the Germans, Felix Frank and Martin Hiller. We've got the Italians, Samuel Burgo and Andrea Scherer. And it looks like we have a scratch in there. No, we don't have anyone in lane 7. The Slovaks out in the outside lane, Vlecek and Gaxel. So quite an interesting race, quite an even race. 2 strong Italian crews. And the Germans splitting them. And then, of course, we have the Chinese, Portugal, Taipei in lane 1 and Slovakia in lane 8. So there are 7 crews here. 5 will go straight through, and then of course whoever finishes in 6th, they will have the opportunity, if they are at one of the 2 best times for the 6th placing. There's Scherer and Burgo. They will challenge, I think, Frank and Hiller from Germany. It'll be a very good race. And it's the second Italian crew of Rizza and Di Liberto as well, a very formidable combination. So it should be a really good race, this one. If they can keep it together for the 500 metres, just make sure they finish in the top 5. That would be their goal, their first goal. The German crew there in the foreground, they've been quite consistent as well. The Portuguese crew, just a very young crew, both are aged around 20, so they are very young, very inexperienced crew when you compare them with some of the other boats in this race. So keep an eye on lanes 4, 5 and 6. 4, 5 and 6 should be the interesting race combinations here. Just waiting for the Germans to settle in the starting block. Looks like they're having some trouble getting their nose into the cone. What are they? There's something going on there that they're complaining about. We're set now. The starter is waiting for things to get into place. It's been holding them now for quite a while. The start time is quarter to the hour, so we are right on start time right now. So not sure what the hold-up is here. Everyone's been asked to back out now of the starting block, so it looks like they're across. It might be the Chinese who are There seems to be a problem. Let me just check out the window here if there's a problem on the course somewhere. Maybe there's a... You can see there the officials' boat heading down the course now. Maybe they're going to check something that's happened in the middle of the course. We'll try and keep an eye on it here, but there's an officials' boat which is heading down the middle of the course now. Can't see yet now. The boat, the officials' boat is turning around and going back. So there you can see there's something that they've gone down to check out, which was causing a problem and delaying the start. But I think the situation has been rectified. We'll see now if they call the starters back into line. But a little bit of a delay now. We're a little bit behind the official start time. They move back now. Let's see if we can get this race underway. The men's K2 500, second heat. Chinese Taipei, Portugal, China, Italy, Germany, Italy, and Slovakia. We're ready to go and we're off, and the Italian combination of Rizza and Di Liberto flew out of the start. Very confident start, and you can see they're really pinning their ears back and having a go at this early on. So in the middle of the course, it's the crew from Germany who are going out the fastest. They have really put down a challenge now, and going alongside them it is Rizza and Di Liberto from Italy trying to stick with them. And across there in lane 3, it's the crew from China who are also going out strong. But the Germans, gee, they really want to make a statement here. That's Felix Frank and Martin Hiller. They've been together for a little while now. They've been picking up races here and there, and are looking a very strong combination in this heat. At the halfway stage, they've opened up a commanding lead over Rizza and Di Liberto. Slovakia currently sitting in 3rd, and China sitting in 4th. Remember, it's the top 5 that goes straight through. So at the moment, it's a very even race behind for the 5th position. Someone's going to have their heart broken here, you would think. There's 5 boats competing for 4 positions, but as we come down to the line, well, that is a very convincing result there for the Germans. Frank and Hiller, they are crossing the line now in 1st place. The Italians, maybe on the outside, Slovakia pipped Italy. China 4th. The second Italian crew 5th, and then I think the young Portuguese crew finishing 6th, but it was very close. Very close indeed for that 6th position. Well, the 5th position. The 5th position is a world of difference here, because the 5th position puts you straight through to the semi-final. 6th gives you that nervous wait. So let's just wait for confirmation now, but no doubting the winners. The German combination of Felix Frank and Martin Hiller. They were beaten out of the start by the Italians, Manfredi Rizza and Andrea Domenica Di Liberto, but they soon got into their stride, and you can see their very even stroke rate. Very comfortable on the water. The Slovakians, Vlacek and Gaskell, put down a good challenge, came home strongly, but it was always going to be a race for second, with the Germans cruising to victory. There we go. Now let's have a look who is 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, I think the Italians just pipped the young Portuguese. They will finish in 6th, so a nervous wait for the young boys from Portugal. Both of them 20 years of age. Are they going to get through to the semi-finals? Not much in it between 5th and 6th, but enough to give them that nervous wait. So we had a little bit of a false start, but the crews are getting back now behind the start line for the third heat of the men's K2 500. And another strong German crew here, Anton Winkelmann and Leonard Busch. But it's the Lithuanians. Keep an eye on these two chaps, Mindaugas Maldonis and Andrzej Olinek. The Lithuanians have been incredibly fast. Just 5 crews in this race, so no stress here for the athletes to get through to the next round. So it says on the screen that we've still got 7, but I can only see 5 out there. So it looks like we're missing a couple of starters. But we definitely have the team from Uzbekistan, Poland, Germany, Lithuania, and Korea. So we're missing the crew from Iran and the crew from Algeria, who unfortunately they've been missing all day. We've had a lot of athletes from Iran and Algeria who were down to start, who unfortunately have not turned up on the start line. So it's disappointing. But what we have here is a very good race here. 5 crews, all guaranteed to go through to the next round. And at this stage, it's the Germans again, Winkelmann and Busch, who are out in front, but it looks like it's the Polish crew as well who are putting a challenge up. The Lithuanians there in lane 5, in fact they've come up twice, but they're definitely not in 2 lanes there. There's only 1 crew from Lithuania out there. It's the Germans in front from Poland. Lithuania now, you can see there from the stroke rates, nobody is busting a gut, so to speak, in this race, because they all know that they're safely through to the next round. So it's just an opportunity to work on technique a little bit, get another feel for the boat, get another feel for race conditions. But you can see a few of the boats there paddling well within themselves, so don't take anything away from this result that you could take into the semi-finals and the finals. The Germans now liking to be first, just getting down there, crossing the line ahead of the Polish crew. Lithuania finishing in 3rd. Uzbekistan 4th, and now the Koreans leisurely crossing the finish line to get through. So they're all through. The 3rd heat of the men's K2 500.
Hello again, here is Tomasz Janczak. I have just replaced Ross, and we are going to start with K2 men 500 meters. That is heat number 2. Okay, let's just look at the last results. First Germany, then Poles, then Lithuania, then Uzbekistan and Korea, all going to the semi-finals. Other 2 crews didn't show up for the race. Now we are heading for a strong start. Ukraine, Japan, Hong Kong, Poland, Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands and Hungary, and they are out of the gates. What's happening on the course right now? Looks like the team from Poland, Jakub Stepun and Bartosz Grabowski, are taking a strong lead. Just on their right side, there is another team from Denmark. They are also competing. Unfortunately, for the crew from line 7 and from line 3, they are not going to pass to semi-finals. So we are going to have to say goodbye to Hong Kong, and Netherlands. But for now, Hungary in the lead, then Poland. We are almost a minute into the race, so there is only about 150 meters left. And how do we look? Still, all athletes who are before the sixth place are qualifying. The sixth place can be qualified as well, but they will have to wait for the results. Now, the 8th line. Hungary finishing first. And who's going to be 6th? I believe it was
Boat control, lane 2,
lane 2, Japan.
lane
Let's just wait for judges to confirm.
8, please come to the boat control.
Results should be in just in a second. This heat, of course, will conclude the K2 men 500 meters category. Next, we will have C2 men to 500 meters. But firstly, the results. They should be visible on the screen in just a minute. Yes, I believe I was not mistaken, and Japan was 6th. They still might qualify to semifinals. Yes, that is correct. Japan still may qualify to semifinals by the 6th best time, but it is, well, they will have to compete with 4 other crews which they didn't see at the race. So it is always a mentally tasking task. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. It is always mentally tasking to compete with someone you don't see. Oh, I'm sorry, I misled you. That isn't the final race of category K2 men 500 meters. Now we are having a last heat of this category, this time for sure last. Race number 49. First line, Korea, Hungary, Sweden, Denmark, Belgium, Australia, Japan, Iran. From Belgium, Peters was present quite a lot throughout this day. We should look out for that team. The competitors are getting to the starting line. For now, not in the even formation, but just wait a second. The starter will ask them to come closer to the starting line. Of course, no one wants to be there too quickly. So the wind, which is not that present now, but can be, so that wind wouldn't interfere with standing still and in the straightest possible pose. Okay, they are all now getting ready to start. Number 2, Hungary is just entering the starting block. It seems that Iran is not present, unfortunately. One crew less to compete. Okay, and they have started. Who's going to be rushing first? here in line 6 from Japan. And in line, in line 6 from Australia. There's a strong start for you. Japan is staying a little bit behind, only a half a length of the boat for now, but it will probably get longer and longer. Some nice shots we are having here. First, Belgium, then Australia, then Denmark, then Hungary. As I said, Belgium with Arthur Peters in it and his colleague Bran Sikkens. Quite a strong crew. For now, they are heading for the first place. Just to remind you, you have to swim to the finishing line as a 5th crew maximally to qualify to semifinals. Well, you can be qualified after that, but it is by a stretch. And who was first? First, yes, Belgium was first, number 5, and who was 6th? I believe it was Korea, but we will have to wait for a replay to confirm, and also for results from Photoshop. Yes, first place, Belgium. From the start itself, they were taking the lead. You just have to admire these people.
Lane 1, Korea, please come to boat control. Lane 1, Korea, please come to boat control.
Their movements look almost robotic, but still. No. I was mistaken last time. 6th was Japan. Korea was 7th, so Korea doesn't have any perspective for qualifying to semifinals. For Japan, well, they have to wait and see. Other than that, Sweden, Hungary, Australia, Denmark, and Belgium qualifying for semifinals, which will take place tomorrow. Here we can see a crew from boat control trying to take care of flying paddles. It would be really a shame if it went to the water and, oh my god, you can see 2 balloons flying away. Yes, right now you have the shot of 2 balloons flying away. This is quite dangerous, actually. There are some heavy equipment sewn into them. I hope no one got hurt. Okay, the wind is getting stronger. Now another tent is falling over. I hope that athletes won't be too disturbed by the weather right now. Actually, falling and flying tents are quite common on such events. Last year, we could see a similar occurrence happening. But let's focus on the C2 men 500 meters. That will be the heat 1. Ukraine, Hungary, China, Italy, Poland, Korea, and Iran. They are slowly getting closer to the starting run, to the starting line. Yes, I hope that the wind that has blown just a second ago won't interfere with the race itself. Starter on the starting line has given an order to swim closer, to paddle closer. They cannot move without that order. Okay, in this race, the first crew, the crew, not the person, goes to the final A. Other crews, 2 to 7, go to semifinals, and rest is out. It seems like crew from Iran is not present, so it means that everyone is qualifying up. It's just a matter of who's going to finals right now, and we can see it that they have started. Going strong from the start itself, we have Korea. For now, there are no crews with only paddlers paddling on the same side. So that is quite convenient for weather conditions. Doesn't matter which one of them. Paddling from two sides is much more stable and allows you to, at least in theory, reach greater speeds. Okay, first are going Poles, then Italy, then China, then Ukraine. Poles, Kitewski and Zezula. For now, having almost a second of advantage over their opponents. And now we are almost in the finishing zone itself. Only 100 and something meters remain. Poles still going strongly, but next to them, from the fifth line, Italy. Nikolai Krakny and Daniel Santini. Who's going to finish first? Remember, they are racing for the final one. Okay, Poles had some trouble steering, so that Italy has won indeed. Okay, nonetheless, they will qualify to semifinals, and they have some strong perspectives, some visible and reachable perspectives of competing in finals for the podium. And last enters Korea. You can see now how Poles had to slow down just not to swim over to the other line, which would be punished by disqualification. Due to that, they had to slow down, and they lost a second to an Italian crew rather. Nonetheless, they are still going up to the semifinals, so they still can have hope. Although probably they are not too happy with the whole situation. You can see boats being turned over right now and being polished and dried out of the water. It is crucial because those boats are really carefully weight. If a boat is not qualifiable for the standards, if it doesn't have the weight it is required for it to have, the athletes will be disqualified from the race itself. Okay. Now we are moving on to the C2 men 500 meters, heat number 2. In here we have China, Colombia, France, Ukraine, Italy, Czech Republic, and Germany. Okay, let's look at the line 7, Czech Republic. We will probably see them soon. There is a couple of brothers in there, Peter Fuchsa and Martin Fuchsa. They are both great athletes. Let's see how they work together. Besides that, from France, Adrien Bart today was first in his C1 men heat, I believe for 1,000 meters. Here in the boat with Loic Leonardo on the 4th line. They might be serious contestants as well, and here they are. Okay, I am experiencing a little bit of luck here, but nonetheless, at least through the window I can see that the race is quite even, and it is quite fierce as well. Yes, from the 7 line, Peter Fuchsa and Martin Fuchsa gaining a lead, 2 brothers, and as well on the line 4, Loic Leonard and Adrien Bart, just in the 2nd place, I believe. They are about to cross the 200-meter line. Yes, first Czech Republic, then France, then Italy, then Ukraine. Just remember that the first crew who crosses the finishing line gets to go to finals without any worry. It is not also a relief to know that you are qualified to finals, but it also gives you an opportunity to rest a bit more and, you know, get better sleep and focus on other races. But right now the wind is getting stronger and the competition is quite fierce. They are going head to head. Czechs, Italy, and France as well. Who's first? I have no idea. We are going to have to look out for the results. Okay, first 7 boats are qualified for the finals. So unless someone is disqualified, Germany is saying goodbye to C2 men 200-meter finals, unfortunately. Okay, let us look at the replays. That was really a fierce race. Just look at the frequency of strokes competitors were using to move forward. I believe it was Italy who was first. It was Italian crew that crossed the finishing line first, but only by a hair. That final launch also sometimes gives you this advantage. Am I right? No, I am not. Fuchsa and Fuchsa on the first place, qualifying to Final A directly. Other crews are going to the semi-finals, and then they will compete for the place in last race. Today, unfortunately, we will not see those semi-finals. The hour is growing late, and not only staff, but mostly the athletes are getting tired. Not only those who were racing a few times already today, but also just everyone. It is not as usual to start at such a late hour. Up to that 5 o'clock. It is normal and acceptable, but later it is quite a hassle for athletes. It might seem strange, but these people are so attuned to sport and sport events that during certain hours they perform much worse than they could. And here in World Cup races, all the advantages may make a really small difference, but even a small difference can let you win the medal. Okay, now we are moving to the C2 men 500 meter heat number 3. All crews here will qualify to semifinals, unless of course someone passes over their line of the runway, I could say. Then they will be disqualified. But other than that, they all pass to semifinals. The first crew to reach the final line gets to go to Final A, and they are out. Algeria not showing up. Then Hungary, Poland, Lithuania, Slovakia, and Kazakhstan. Okay. Hungary and Poland taking a lead for now. Kazakhstan not really falling behind. They are going to race for that first place. If they don't get it, well, it isn't all over, but it is still quite disappointing to lose that opportunity to qualify directly. Now we see in Hungary, in Hungarian boat, David Korishanksy and Adam Fekete. And Poles are first, then Hungarians, and then about, I'd say, 10 meters behind them or so, there is Kazakhstan. Sergei and Timofey Yemelianov, that's the correct pronunciation. Okay, last meters, and it looks like Hungary is by some... Yes, it's finishing first. We should look back on the replays and see what happened wrong for the Poles. As I said, it is quite disappointing, but still they are qualifying to semifinals, so not all hope is lost. And here we have the last crew from Lithuania with the boat with the description on it, "Why not?" And I am quoting. These athletes get their personal boats, even if they are racing in double category. So sometimes seeing a sticker on them or two is quite normal. You might think about it as something like tattooing yourself. Well, those people are really proud of what they are doing, and not without a reason. Okay, we are seeing the results. Hungary first, then Poland, 2 seconds of disadvantage. That's a shame. Then Kazakhstan, Slovakia, and Lithuania. Algeria didn't show up. Now we are moving to K2 category, specifically K2 women, 500 meters, heat number 2. Here we are going to see China, Slovakia, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden, Italy, and Germany. In Denmark, Emma Jorgensen and Friederike Mathisen. We have seen Emma Jorgensen today. She performed quite well. I think that it is the boat and the line to look out for. Okay, the crews are getting closer to the starting line. Actually, the weather has gone a little bit off. As you might remember that flying balloon, I wasn't expecting a change in weather. I guess that others didn't as well. It is quite unfortunate for the athletes now, but well, they are all racing in the same category and in the same conditions. It will be harder, but it still will be quite fair for each and one of them. Okay, on the line 3 there is no one, but on the line 2, South Africa. Oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I have read you the wrong starting list. I apologize profusely. Okay, here we have South Africa, Argentina, Germany, China, Ukraine, and Austria. And it was a false start. That's a shame. It always takes a toll on athletes. You can see that first burst of speed being wasted now. The second one will also be quite remarkable, but still it will not be the same. Okay, the athletes are now circling back to the starting line. It will take them a few seconds, a good few seconds, to get back to their positions. Also because of the change of weather I have mentioned a minute ago. Hopefully everything will go smoothly this time. You might be seeing starting blocks right now. These devices are quite sensible to the touch, so if the athlete starts to speed up, to rush forward a little bit too soon, the starting block will be halted and it will send a signal that the start was false, henceforth the false start. Okay, here we have the second attempt. This time correctly from my side. K2 women, 500 meters, heat number 1. South Africa, Argentina, Germany, China, Ukraine, and Austria. Just a few more seconds. Okay, and they have started. In the 8th lane in Austrian boat, there are 2 sisters. How they are going to do today? Well, they are falling a little bit behind. Of course, well, not of course, but taking the lead, Germany. They have a really strong national team. They have proved to be quite methodical at training their athletes. Right after the Germany, on the line right to them, there is China on the 2nd place, and then 3rd, Austria. 2 sisters I have mentioned previously. And they are past 200-meter mark. Now they are closing to the finishing line. I should mention that first one of the crews gets to go to final A straight and doesn't have to worry about competing in semifinals. The others go to semifinals. There is less crews than it is possible, so everyone is qualifying. Places 2 to 7 move up. Okay, first we have Germany in the nice green boat. Others will join them shortly. Okay, and South Africa has just finished the race. Germans are really steady people. You can see that in this race they are slowly but surely moving forward, not really looking to the sides, just doing their job as well as they can and eventually gaining a lead. You could also see the not usual shape of the back of their boat. It looks like it was cut in half. That's one of the newest designs of the boats. And for now, it looks like Germany is using it and gaining some successes. Peszek and Heke qualifying to Final A. Okay, the next race. K2, women, 500 meters, heat number 2. Now we will have more crews competing against each other. This time lane 3 is taken by Slovakia. So from the top to bottom. China, Slovakia, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden, Italy, Germany. it is often the case that the crews in the middle of the course get the best results. And sadly, sadly Germany is absent, Italy is present, and they have started. For now, it seems like the Italy is rushing forward. This might change in a second during the distance. You can already see that the line 4, which is Denmark, is going to take the lead. I have mentioned previously by mistake, of course, but now it is true. Emma Jurgensen, she competed today a few good times and got high places. This time with her colleague Mathisen, also quite moving quite rapidly. Okay, first Denmark, then Sweden, and then after them, in between them, Belgium. The race is coming to the conclusion. Just few more meters, and here we see the red marks which indicate the last 100 meters of the Malta course. Denmark still ahead. They are going to qualify to finals, straight to finals, which is always a really nice feat for athletes. They have even eased a little bit on the end of the race. After them, every crew is being qualified to semi-finals. We will see them competing tomorrow. Let's wait for the results that judges and Photoshop will provide. Okay, here we have some nice replays. You can see the raw power those women have. Okay, surely the results will be in shortly. After that, we will move forward to yes. Looking at the replay, Denmark. So Jurgensen and Mathisen were really confident of their victory, and here we have the results. All the crews qualifying to the semi-finals, Denmark qualifying to the finals. It was quite a nice race. Now we are moving onward to K2 women 500 meters, and that is the last heat of that category we are going to see today. After that, we are going to be looking at mixed races. Mixed meaning that there are both men and women competing at the same time. But now let us focus on K2 women 500 meters. The last heat, I remind you. Here we have from the top Korea, then Ukraine, then Netherlands, then Poland, then another Poland, then Netherlands, then Algeria. It is always quite stressful for the athletes to compete against their countrymen. Here we have two crews from Netherlands and two crews from Poland. Poles are situated directly next to themselves, so maybe even the competition will be fiercer for the want of proving themselves better. Who can tell? Of course, Naya and Puławska are for sure going to give us a show to watch. They have been competing during Tokyo Olympics, both in K4 and also in K2. Okay, they are now getting ready to the start. The judge has given them order to paddle into starting blocks. Just a few more seconds. I hope that the wind won't ruin this race. Either turn the boat around during this wait, or make them lose their course. Okay, and they are out, rushing from the gates. First one, for now at least, Ukraine. Maria Puvkoch and Ludmila Kuklinowska. But now they have been already overtaken by Poles, both of them actually. For now, Martyna Klat and Helena Wiśniewska are taking lead over Karolina Naya and Anna Puławska. And a quite significant lead, one at that. Let me remind you that the first crew to cross the finishing line heads straight to Finals A. Other crews have to compete in semi-finals tomorrow. Poles from number 2 are not giving up yet. They are chasing after their teammates from the national team. The race is not settled yet, although we are getting closer to the finishing line. Less than 100 meters remain. And although Naya and Puławska certainly tried, they did not manage to overcome Klat and Wiśniewska. And they swim past the finish line with second place. 1 minute 43 seconds. That's a really nice time. Only 8 seconds worse than the world best, done by Carrington, Lisa Carrington from Australia. Yeah, this race really was settled from the beginning. All three, the best crews, were heading quickly and rapidly from the start itself. Poland, and Netherlands. Okay, everyone is qualified to the semi-finals except of Algeria, which sadly has not shown on the starting line today. Unfortunately, there were quite a lot of athletes not showing up from both Algeria and Iran today. Okay, that race concluded. K2 women 500 meters category. Now we are moving to the mixed K2. I have mentioned that both women and men compete here. Don't get fooled by it. It doesn't mean that there are crews that are consisting only of women or only of men. Both sexes are joining in together to swim in the same boat. These are always close friends, as this isn't a mainstream category, but fun to watch nonetheless. Okay, line 3, Hong Kong, 4, Italy, 5, Denmark, 6, China, and 7, Uzbekistan. We have already seen a few of these athletes today, for example, Gustav Bock. Denmark doing quite well this day, actually. Let's see if they will be able to keep it up. Just a few more seconds, they are settling in the starting blocks. The starter will be giving an order to get ready, set, and then go. No, not yet, but just in a while, a little while. Starters, of course, have to give everyone the fairest of the chances, so they wait till each boat is straight, and yes, here they go. Crew from the Denmark rushing forward. If they are going to keep it up for the whole race, I am not sure. First 3 of them are qualified directly to final. Others qualify for the semi-final. There will be no crew left out this race. Okay, there is a head-to-head fight between Italy and Denmark, and Uzbekistan as well, although there is a half a second of difference between Denmark and Uzbekistan. But now they have crossed the 500 meters line, and they are going to be speeding up for the finish. It's the last stretch. Usually most athletes like this part of the race just because, well, it is so rewarding to do it right. I believe most viewers like it as well, as it is often the most fun to watch. Okay, and who is going first? I believe it is Italy, then Denmark, then number 7, Uzbekistan. They will be qualified straight to finals. Others, unfortunately, will have to compete in semi-finals next day. The results should be in shortly. We can see that the first 3 crews indeed qualified to the finals. Hong Kong, not wanting to overextend their strengths, has slowed down significantly, finishing the race in the time of above 2 minutes. Okay, that was only the first heat of this category. Next, we are going to see mixed K2 for 500 meters, heat number 2. In this race as well, 3 first crews will be qualified to the finals. Others will compete in semi-finals tomorrow. But right now, the boats of the winners have to be weighed to not allow any uncertainty in the fairness of championships. Okay, now we can see the start list for K2 mixed 500 meters, heat number 2. Now we have 5 crews: Singapore, Ukraine, Portugal, China, and Iran. Will we see Iran showing up for the race? Hopefully, although they had been absent from quite a few races to this time. Actually, also the wind has died out a little bit, and now we are experiencing only a slight breeze, which is ideal for such racing. Also because it is blowing to the backs of the competitors. They do not have sails, but nonetheless, this little addition of the wind gives just a little bit of a speed, additional speed. Okay, we can see 4 crews. Unfortunately, Iran is not present again. But for now, Singapore, Ukraine, Portugal, and China. In the Portuguese boat, we can see Teresa Portela and Fernando Pimenta. Pimenta racing quite a few times today. I think that's a name known to many people. He has won the bronze medal during last Olympic Games in Tokyo. Now they are taking the lead, as suspected, right beside the Ukrainian crew, Dokimienko and Zaitsev. Just to remind you, first 3 crews are going to the finals. Others have to compete against each other tomorrow during semi-finals. And yes, Portugal first, then Ukraine, then China, then Singapore. Portugal getting a lead of about 5 meters, maybe a little bit less. The length of the K2 boat is about 5 meters. So a good practice is to look at how the boats are comparable next to each other. And we can see that Portugal is already easing down a little bit. They know that they have the first place and they don't have to rush anymore. And just after them, Ukraine and China are coming through the finishing line. And now they will be asked to go to the boat control. And we, after watching some replays, we'll be heading straight to the last few races. Last 3 races, if I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken. Last 4 races. We will be seeing C2 men, 500 meters. But just a second, wait. Let us pause and look at these results. Portela and Pineta winning, and everyone besides Iran qualifying to the finals. Okay, picking up on the next race. C2 men, 500 meters, heat number 1. We will have 3 such races. The rules are: first goes directly to final A, places 2 to 7 go to semifinals. The rest is out. No best time, no other additional qualifications. Let us see how this plays out. I'm sorry, was I mistaken? Oh my God, I am so sorry. This was the last race. I didn't realize I was holding the wrong page. Okay, so with this embarrassing for me, at least, accent, and maybe a little bit disappointing for you, we are ending the first day of today's competition. This was Tomasz Janczak for World Cup in canoe sprinting 2023 here in Malta course, Poznan, Poland. Goodbye.